Clio is a 300 million legal software company with 150K customers or more. They have raised over 300 million in funding and they have a massive team. And their post demo emails are absolutely trash. And I will show you why. Because I have signed up for a demo, ghosted them, and got 3 random follow up emails that broke every single B2B sales rule. And if you're sending emails like this, and taking inspiration from Clio because they are a big company. Let me show you what they have sent me. Well, first, Clio isn't some startup figuring things out. They are the market leader in the legal practice management system or software. They have been around since 2008. They spent millions on marketing every single year. The CMO is quoted in Forbes, TechCrunch, everywhere. They should know better. But here is what they sent me after I just confirmed, or rather, I just booked a demo. They sent this. Let me break down what's wrong with this simple generic confirmation. Well, it's a generic value proposition. There are no objection handling at all and no social proof. Calendar link as the only. See, what I want to show you here is that when you send someone confirmation, you shouldn't just lead with the only information that is, of course, logical, but rather simple, which is where the meeting is going to happen. And just stop talking. They didn't send anything at all beside this. A confirmation that has the when and where. But in reality, it should have been much bigger than that. They should present an objection handling system. They should present case studies or stories or anything that can help the person booking the demo relate. Doesn't have to be a case study. And at the end, they shouldn't just send one email. They should send more emails. They should send more reminders because people will forget. And of course, most of the people will ghost. There is a plus 70% chance that someone booking a demo now will ghost due to many different reasons. And their second email after I have ghosted us is weird, baffling. They just said, I know you're busy. Do you have 5 minutes and available in the next day so that we can discuss Clio? That's it. A generic assumption, a vague benefit, no differentiation at all because you know that they have spent zero effort on this. Again, the same CTA as always and no proof. I know Clio is a big company, but anything would benefit from some proof, from some objection handling, from some personalization, or even human like email. You can't just rely on just the name Clio. You can't just rely on the name Clio. And as you can see, they have made the same mistake that they have made in the confirmation without any reminders, without any social proof, without any human like email behavior. So, when they have sent me the next follow up and the breakup email, I was even more baffled. They didn't show anything new. They assume failure, no final value bomb. They are using guilt tripping language and no urgency. And again, a weak CTA. You can see. Are you interested? You can book. If you are no longer interested, not a problem. Please let me know so I can close your file and so on. And with this one, There is simply a breakup. I'm still happy and so on and so. Well, something had to be done about it. When you see Clio as a big leading company, you expect the best from them. But you're not seeing that. And again, the big insight that Clio is missing is simple. Objection one. Someone has to show the objection one, objection two, objection three, objection four, and handle it with their emails. Does this firm work, or does this work for firms like me? What's the actual dollar savings? How hard is implementation? Why switch now versus later? And you have to know that even if everything seems logical, as someone who had found Clio and booked the demo should already have the answers to these things. But to be honest, they wouldn't have the answer to this. They need someone to pat their back and tell them, then show them, make them realize that this is the right step to take. The emails are not just a reminder, they are much more than that. You need to help someone who made the demo realize that this demo is worth it. Just the fact that they have booked it doesn't mean that they valued it. You have to show them another why on why they should commit and see it as something worth investing time in. Because again, you need to know that people booking these demos are spending valuable time. They're preparing whatever they are going to prepare, the questions, whatever. Spending that 15 to 60 minutes on a call with you, and they expect that the value that this time is going to bring to them is matching or outweighing the value that they are getting from their billable hours. Or maybe is a time of their rest. Of course, you have to exceed their expectations. And what one way to exceed expectation is to show that it is worth it. And I have given you some frameworks, and I'm going to explain to you exactly how it is done. For instance, the email peer proof. Email one need to address the first objection, which is peer proof. This is the objection they are having 24 hours after ghosting. They are asking themselves, does this actually work for firms like mine? And even when they booked, they are asking something like that. Your job is to name a specific firm, same size, same practice area. Not we work with thousands of a specific one. That's it. The structure is simple. You acknowledge the concern, name the firm, show what they are afraid of, show what actually happened. It's a story. Include the result, include the dark times that the other firm had suffered, and ask if they want to see how you'd approach it for them. That's simple. Of course, I'm not going to write for you because it needs to be custom to your business, your case studies, but that's the structure. The words don't really matter as much as the fact that you have to structure it correctly. You have to make it look like a good story. And that takes research. This takes going through your CRM, finding the right story. And that's it. That's the work for the email one that you're going to probably use for the rest of your life. Now, for email two or three, you need to do the math for them. Not you'll save them time, but how much money, how much worth, how much that is worth in billable hours. What's the monthly dollar impact? Again, you just need to mention it. You just need to phrase it in a logical way. In a fun way, of course, but rather a logical, reasonable way. And again, you need to show them that it takes zero risks from them. How disruptive is implementation? Because everyone is afraid of implementation and so on and so forth. You have to show them that the structure of the new app that they are trying to use is simple. Can be an exact timeline, what happened in week 1, week 2, week 3, how long until they are operable, because that is important too. And finally, you show them cost of inaction. Just as much as you showed them that they will make X dollars if they take action, you show them what they will lose if they don't make action. Every month you delay, if you implement now, you get X. If you wait, you miss Z. And you make it reasonable in a story fashion again. You're not trying to sound as professional as possible. You're trying to sound human. And when you sound human, everyone will listen to you, even if it seems counterintuitive, even if they are big, important members in this capitalistic chain, or food chain. And that's it. This is what Clio are not doing. And this is what you should do. Now look at what the math says. If Clio is booking 1,000 demos per month at a 48% show rate, which I totally doubt because it should be higher if they are doing everything right, but they are not sending any good confirmation emails, they are not following up correctly. But well, they are losing more than half of the demos that they are booking. And at 20% close rate, let's assume that the average contract value is 5K. They're making, or rather losing, 500,000 in revenue. Per year, that's 6 millions. But increase the show up rate, even by a small margin, from 48% to 65%. You will get 170 more demos. And at the same closing rate that you had, which is technically impossible to have, you're going to have a better closing rate because you made an effort to make them rebook or made an effort to make them invested in it. And that's 34 additional customers. That's 170K a month. That's 2 million a year from just better emails. And it takes 90 minutes to write a proper 4 email sequence. 90 minutes in order for you to make an extra 2 million in this scenario, for instance. Now the close. I just showed you the framework. But here is the thing. The framework isn't the work. The work is extracting the right stories, calculating the ROIs, building the timeline, quantifying costs of inaction, writing everything in a manner that is story-like. If you are a B2B SaaS company and you want to audit your post-demo emails, drop your link, or rather your company name in the comments. I'll pick 3 and show you where you're losing revenue, whether it is in the next video, or you can email me and we can talk about it and I can do it to you for free. And if you want me to build your 4 email sequence for your custom business, the case studies, the ROI models, then link in the description.